I am going to present today about a project that we've been working on to try to collect large-scale data for future work with dialogue evaluation and with system training. So to start with, what our goal here is to collect a large amount of data for with open domain chatbots, particularly audio and text data. So what we've done is we have two open domain chatbots, two large-scale open domain chatbots that were developed as part of the Amazon Alexa Prize. One at Carnegie Mellon, which is called Tartan, the other at UC Davis, which is called Gunrock. And currently, these bots are deployed in using the Alexa on the Alexa platform. That is, Amazon users have access to them using their Alexa devices. This is great. We've done a lot of work with developing these bots. We've made a lot of progress, but one major issue with this is the data confidentiality. That is, this is Amazon user data, so we are not able to share any of the data that we have collected using these systems with the larger research community. We're very limited on how we can use this data. And another really important point is that we do not have access to the audio of these dialogues. We only have access to the automated speech recognition transcripts. So our goals here for this project are to deploy the bots originally designed by CMU and UC Davis on for the Alexa Prize such that they can be used independently of the Alexa platform. We also want to develop a voice interface that allows users to interact independently of Amazon Echo devices. That is, that they can basically use any machine to interact with our bots. And finally, we want to recruit users so that we can record the data and get the transcripts of the data and release these to the larger research community. As I mentioned, we want to be able to release both the text and the audio. One issue with audio is that it's not anonymizable. So this is something that we still have some hurdles that we're trying to overcome, but that is our ultimate goal. So where do we stand currently? So right now, we have both bots, Gunrock and Tartan, have been deployed in AWS. Gunrock is currently working with a text interface in AWS, and it has been made completely independent of the Alexa platform. Tartan is in the process of being done as well, and in a similar manner, and that should be ready shortly. We've also developed a text interaction interface that we call Aries, that was developed by Karen Liu at UC Davis. And this is something that will allow users in basically any platform to interact with either of these two bots or any other bots that we end up adding to the system. Currently, we are also investigating the best method to integrate speech recognition and text-to-speech into this system, because ultimately these are text-based bots. The way that the Alexa platform works is that essentially the user speaks to the bot, it's converted to text. That is, the user speaks to their device, it's converted to text, sent to the system, which provides a text response, and that is then converted back to audio. So this is just a quick view of the platform that we have developed so far. This is a multi. This can be used on a portable device, a cell phone, or on a PC. We are currently integrating the TTS and the ASR, so this can be a voice-based system. As far as our next steps, we're currently working on prototyping, trying to determine which is the best voice interface. So essentially, whether we want to use Amazon's ASR and Poly infrastructure, or if we want to use Amazon Lex. There are some various other systems that we may use, but these are probably the most applicable, since much of the underlying design of the bots relies on some of the Amazon infrastructure. These are the two that we are exploring. We should have these up and running in the relatively short future, so we will be able to start collecting data. Next step is also getting Amazon Mechanical Turk set up, so that what we want to do is once we have the voice interface set up, we want to have these users able to we want to be able to recruit a lot of users, and one way to do that obviously is Mechanical Turk, because you're paying people. So the really important thing here, though, at least as far as I'm concerned, is that these users sign a consent that we're able to release their data. As I mentioned, there's still some questions with the IRB in terms of the anonymizability of audio data, but we are hoping to get over that hurdle very shortly. We also think that this is a good way, the way that we have everything set up will make it easy to integrate additional open domain bots, or any other bots for that matter, so that we can continue to collect larger amounts of data, and so that we can diversify the types of data that we're collecting. So that's I just wanted to run through this quickly. As I said, we should have this system up and running shortly and start being able to collect large amounts of data. Once we have this up and running, we expect to run it for quite some time. This should create quite a sizable data set of open domain dialogue data that we can then release to the research community. And it'll actually also be one of the first data set releases that contains the audio as well as the text in this kind of quantity. So yeah, any questions?
We have a question, which is,
okay.
will the speech data collected be TTS output speech?
So we will be collecting both the actual audio of the speech as well as the TTS, the text, if I understand your question correctly. Yes. So what our plan is to have both the actual user audio as well as the output provided by the TTS system.